In this video, we're talking about essentialism and fitness and giving you, the Essentialist, a guide to the 7 best total body exercises for better results faster. Listen, we all know that the fitness industry is flooded with exercise crazes and fad diets. Going to the gym is enough to give anyone option anxiety when looking at the wide variety of machines and training equipment. Showing up to the gym without a training plan is like going to the grocery store hungry and without a list. You'll probably waste a lot of time and money on things that you know are not good for you. So if you want to escape the cluttered landscape of fitness and you also want to focus your effort on a few essential movements to maximize your time in the gym and get the best results, then you're in the right place. Let's go.
Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Hey, it's Clint from Malleable Online Coaching and Malleable.com, where we give you simple, effective, and results-driven online coaching to help you become strong and fit. Now, author Greg McKeown describes the way of the Essentialist as doing less but better so that you can make the highest possible contribution. He also describes essentialism as the disciplined pursuit of less. And if this doesn't seem like a big deal, think about its opposite, the undisciplined pursuit of more, which is exactly what the fitness landscape looks like. Tons of undisciplined people trying to do more for better results. Therefore, the fitness essentialist has to choose the best exercises that will give the highest return for their health and fitness for the time that they invest. Basically, if you want results without wasting your time, you have to choose between good exercises and the best exercises. Think about it like a restaurant. If you go to a restaurant and see that it sells tacos and hamburgers and fried rice and French cuisine and has a ton of menu pages, you can bet that they're not going to be exceptional at any of those dishes. On the other hand, the best restaurants know what they are about. They choose to do a few dishes really well. The same approach can be applied to your training. If you focus on just a few movements, a few essential movements, you can create a training plan that makes you better at everything else that you do in life. Now, I'm not just going to give you the best exercises that you can be training, I'm also going to give you the best way you should be training them. And trust me, they're not all created equal. To narrow down the list from the thousands of exercises you could be doing, we have a few qualifying criteria. We chose exercises that work the most amount of muscle mass across the largest and the longest range of motion. Why work just one muscle group when you can work many muscle groups at the same time? We also focus on exercises that give us the best investment for our time. Sure, some people can spend hours in the gym and will see results, but most of us are busy and we want to get the best long-term results in the least amount of time. Basically, how do I train just a few days a week for 60 minutes or less and still see awesome results? We also selected movements that are accessible to anyone and have the lowest risk and the greatest reward. Now, there are a ton of complicated movements that work the whole body, but they also have greater potential for injury. The Olympic lifts and ring muscle-ups are awesome total body movements, but they also have a much higher potential for injury. So how can I train for a lifetime and not hurt myself? Last, we pick movements that are the most functional and that will make you better at everything else that you do in life. So these exercises should and will mimic activities that you perform in life every day. They'll get you the steady foundation you need to be a better human no matter what life throws your way. The first essential exercise in the Essentialist library is the barbell back squat. Now, the barbell back squat has been called the king of exercises, and for good reason. It releases the most amount of growth hormone and works the most amount of muscle mass when compared to any exercise. Want to strengthen your core? Look no further. The barbell back squat forces the lifter to steady weight over their shoulders and to stay balanced with a tight core. This will do more for your abs than thousands of crunches or sit-ups, guaranteed. However, why should this movement be done with a barbell? There are tons of squat variations you can do with dumbbells or kettlebells or medicine balls, so why choose the barbell? Now, these reasons are going to go hand in hand with some of the other barbell movements that I'll talk about later on. So I'm going to go ahead and explain this ahead of time. Reason number one to use a barbell is that barbells allow you to move the most amount of weight in the safest way. Because barbells are equally balanced and usually set up in a rack, the lifter can get into a strong position before performing the exercise. Getting a dumbbell into the front rack position can be super hard for a squat, and it prevents the lifter from continuing to progress in the squat, not because their legs can't handle it, but because it's too difficult to get the dumbbell or the kettlebell up. Reason number two to use a barbell is that the barbell allows for steady progress. So barbells range in weight from 15 pounds to 45 pounds. They can have weight added to them in increments as small as 1.25 pounds or less. And many places have dumbbells or kettlebells that jump 5 to 10 pounds per set. This means that if you want to go up in weight from what you did last time, you're going to have to make a 10 to a 20 pound jump. And for many people, especially beginners or ladies or elderly folk, these big weight jumps make progress feel impossible. But with barbells and weight plates, you can add small increments of weight over a long time and continue to see awesome results. Reason number three to use a barbell is that they're financially smarter. So in order to progress with barbells and kettlebells, you'll constantly have to buy a new set. These sets can be very expensive and they can take up a lot of room. Barbells and weight plates, however, have tremendous resale value, and a complete set can cost much less than your standard dumbbell set. Now, obviously, kettlebells and dumbbells are not bad. In fact, they're good pieces of equipment to have around if you can. But the Essentialist must choose between good and best. And if you can only get one piece of training equipment, your best option is a barbell. Now let's go back to the 7 essential movements we'll need for total body strength. The second exercise in the Essentialist library is the barbell deadlift. Now, if the squat is the king of all exercises, the deadlift is definitely the queen. First of all, everyone deadlifts. If you're carrying groceries in and you drop a bag, you're not just going to leave it there, you're probably going to pick it up. Therefore, you will deadlift. The question then is, when you deadlift, will your body be ready for it and will you have good form? Training the deadlift is a practical and controlled way to prevent injury and to bulletproof your body for the many obstacles that you can face in a given day. Done with great coaching, this can be a great way to build leg strength and to develop your back. The third exercise is the barbell shoulder press. Now, I once heard a chiropractor say that people shouldn't lift anything above their heads when training. What? In what world would you not have to put anything in a cabinet or put something on top of your car? Like the deadlift, we shoulder press all the time, so it's important that we train it. And also, like the lower back, the shoulders are also one of the most injured parts of the body, mostly because they're not trained. However, if you train your shoulders, you prepare them for the challenges that life throws your way. And doing it with a barbell ensures that you can make steady progress without injury. Last, the shoulder press is the second best core strengthening exercise you can do. Since you have to balance the load over your head, your core is the primary stabilizer. So skip the side bends and knee raises and opt for a strong shoulder press for strong abs instead. The fourth Essentialist exercise is the barbell bench press. Now, I get it. This exercise has long been used by bros as a measuring stick for strength. And though it is not the end-all be-all of exercises, it is important. I've also heard folks say that you'll never need to bench press in real life. But think about it. Anytime you press something away from your body or you get up off of the floor, you are bench pressing. Sure, push-ups are great too, but remember, you can only progress a push-up for so long before you have to start doing some crazy variations to get a desired result. You can, however, bench press for years and develop great upper body strength with just that one movement. Now, that's it for the barbell movements. The last 3 movements I'm going to give you are all body weight, and they're included for a few reasons that I'll explain later on. But most importantly, what we should know about these exercises is to not get intimidated by the end result movement and to understand that there is a level and progression for every movement to help you build up to these movements. In fact, I've created a whole video series just for these 3 movements alone, which you should check out in the description box after this video. It is important to have some body weight movements under your belt so that you can, 1, work different ranges of motion, and 2, be able to train without any equipment if you need to in a pinch. The 5th essential movement you should be training is the strict chin-up. Now, the chin-up allows you to pull on a vertical plane and work your lats and your biceps at the same time. Now, some people think that training the biceps is only for dudes looking at themselves doing curls in the mirror at the gym. And yes, standalone curls are not an essentialist movement, but anyone who's ever tried to flip a mattress knows that you will need some bicep strength. The strict chin-up uses a complete range of motion and strengthens all of your back without putting unneeded strain on your shoulders. If you want to have a balanced body, you need to be training the chin-up or one of its leveled progressions. The 6th essential movement that you should be training is the pistol squat. Now, at first glance, the pistol squat looks like a party trick, but with just a little bit of time, many people can achieve some variation of the pistol. The reason this is an essential exercise is because it allows you to train one leg at a time through a full range of motion without any equipment. It also helps to develop ankle flexibility and the tiny stabilizer muscles in your hips and deep in your glutes. Now, most of us have some level of imbalance between our legs, and training the pistol helps to minimize this. Also, there will be times in your life where you have to balance on one foot. So by training the pistol or one of its leveled progressions, you will be balanced and poised when you do. The 7th and final essentialist movement in the essentialist arsenal of exercises is the handstand push-up. Now, before you go and end this video, obviously not everyone has the desire to kick upside down and do a handstand push-up. But sometimes life calls for us to be inverted. When I've locked myself out of my house and had to crawl through my tiny kitchen window, this is a form of inversion. Also, it goes without saying that the road to getting your first strict handstand push-up starts with being able to do a regular push-up. Therefore, the process comes with its benefits. Now, being able to do the pinnacle of body weight pressing ensures that you will have an option for your shoulder training regardless of the equipment that you have access to. During the COVID quarantine, I was without equipment, but wanted to continue to train. The handstand push-up was essential to staying strong and to working out my shoulders. Again, not everyone will or want to do this movement, but they should undertake it or one of its leveled progressions and be prepared to adapt to anything that life throws their way. Now, you may have noticed that for all of these essential movements, I haven't talked about any cardio activity. The best part about these movements is that they will strengthen us to be better at any of the other activities that we choose to do outside of the gym. These 7 essential movements will help the basketball player wanting to dominate their sport just as much as the dancer wanting to stay on the floor a little bit longer. By increasing our strength, we reduce the amount of effort needed for everything else. This is the difference between training and exercising. The world feels lighter as we get stronger. Now, if you want a custom training plan using these 7 exercises, click the link in the description box to try out Malleable Online Coaching for 7 days completely free. We'll pair you with an expert coach who's going to get to know you and your goals so that you can start seeing better results faster. You'll get form coaching, nutrition coaching, and everything else you need to start seeing those results now. Listen, you can do this. You are stronger than you think you are, and you can do more than you think you can.